Hi there, I'm Mark Wills, educator of the loan signing system. I teach thousands of notary signing agents across the country how to build a successful notary business. And every Monday, I go live on Instagram to coach notaries one-on-one. So if you're looking for coaching on how to market your notary business, strategies that are working in today's market, and find solutions to problems you're currently facing, then these live sessions are for you. In fact, here's the latest episode. Make sure you take notes so you can implement these strategies today. Okay, tell everybody your name, where you're from, and I want to help you on this next, next page.
My name is Hugo. I've been a notary for 5 years, and I'm here in Miami Beach, actually.
Okay.
So I do closings all around South Florida, and it's just crazy. It's changed my life. You know, I started this. The opportunities just keep on coming to me as long as you look for them, of course. So when I first started 4 years ago, I was literally making $1,000, $2,000 a day. I stopped for a little bit because it slowed down, but now I'm back at it because I just realized how much I love this. So I guess I'm stuck at getting more direct people. I don't have to go market. I have some direct that have been using me for 4 years. But now every time I try to, I don't know if emailing marketing works, but what should I do when I go to someone's office? I try to take them something, introduce myself, drop off a business card, but it doesn't seem to work too well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Stop,
at least.
Stop it. You're an LSS student, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So a couple things. I don't think I've seen you on some of those one-on-one coachings that come included. So I can't give away the farm for free on here. I will help you, but my point is, make sure you sign up for those in the course. They don't cost you any money. And they're one-on-one with me, not another team member. So make sure you hit that up and I'll go. But let me just say this. You ready? Loan signing agents don't get direct business is because they make the business about them and not about your client. So let me tell you, let me explain that to you more deeper. We walk in with goodies and we're like, hey, I would love your next closing.
Okay.
You failed because you made the conversation about you. So the loan signing system way is making the conversation about them. So let me give you an example. You walk in with goodies. Oh my gosh, how is business? I hope it's great. Is there anything I do to help your business? Do you see how it takes the walls down?
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
You've been in business for you. So let me give you another harder example, okay? This is macro. This is like verbatim what you can say. But before I teach it to you, I want to make sure you understand. You walk into a title office. Who are the title officer's clients?
Mortgage companies and realtors.
Perfect. Okay, I'm walking you down the steps here. So if you know that the title officer makes money from realtors, let me ask you the next question. Do you know any realtors?
Yeah, of course I do. I know a lot.
Okay, hold on. Okay. So you know realtors and you know title officers make money from realtors. What do you think the next step is?
Oh, put them in contact. Put them in contact.
What if the conversation sounded like this? And I'm a local signing agent before I'm talking about that. I know that you make money from realtors. I know a few. Is there any value in me connecting you with some of my realtor contacts? Oh, there is. Well, do you want email, text message? I want that set up. What if the conversation is about them and not you? What do you think would change?
Yeah, for sure. They'll remember me more.
Everything. Yep. Let me say that one more time. When you make the conversation about them and not you. But the problem is it's not working because when you walk in, who's it about? That's right.
Me.
Right. Who should you make it about?
About them, of course. Helping them, servicing them.
Does that make sense? But this is where you're misfiring. Okay? You're making the conversation. How can I serve you? I serve Miami-Dade. I'll drive up to Palm Beach. I'll do everything that you do. What about helping them? Like, oh my gosh, I go to networking events every week. Do you want to join me on one? I know 3 realtors. Can I connect you? Like, what can I do to help your business? What if that was the conversation? What if you never asked for business, but you asked for business on the follow-up? Is this clicking?
Yep, of course.
Remember the scripts in the course. Go back to the course. There's specific scripts on how to add this value. There's specific word for word scripts on what to do to a realtor. Because remember, the realtor isn't our end game. It is getting the realtor to refer us to their title officer. It's the end game. Don't even ask for business until the follow-up. You know what I mean? Drop off your goodies. Try to create an authentic relationship. If you dropped off goodies and asked for a thing but only offered, would that not change the game?
Yep.
Now, I'm not telling you not to ask for the business. I'm just saying don't do it on the first time.
Of course. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So maybe then a week later you come and you're like, oh, I know if your notary gets sick, I'm your guy. But no, you're the guy who just put me on an email with the realtor. Oh, yeah, that's me.
Got it. All right. I'll do it from now
That
on.
makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Remember, the loan signing system way is to give value. Don't just take. Give value, and then it will come. Remember, we're in the long game here, not the short game. So maybe you don't get your first closing for 3 weeks. Okay, like we're in this for the next 5 years, not the next 5 days. You see what I'm saying?
Understood, sir. Yep.
Okay.
I got it. Thank you so much.
Set up that one-on-one webinar. The next one's on Wednesday. Email me if you don't have it, but I'm proud of you, brother, for coming back. I'm proud of you for thank you for being a Loan Signing System Nation,
No problem.
representing. Keep
Of
building,
course.
baby. All
All
right.
right. Thank you, man. Take
Later,
care.
brother.
Hi, Mark.
Oh,
my
God, your
gosh,
smile brings me the energy. What's up?
What's up? Well, I had to get on here. I said, I got to tell Mark, I have my first signing today, this morning.
Way. Oh,
Come
on.
on.
Can we give our girl a fire emoji in the comments?
In the
Her
comments,
very
come on.
first signing today.
Yes. Woohoo!
Okay.
I'm
How does
so
that
excited.
feel? How does that feel?
You know, I wasn't really nervous because, you know, I told you I work in the legal field. So notarizing for me is like, you know, it's no big deal. It's just a matter of, and it was very easy. It was a partial claim. Now, I will say that my only thing is the signing service, cloud signings, not responsive at all.
Yeah.
And so the other guy just answered part of my question in terms of the mobile, you know, do I need to do that? But, you know, my heart is the Ron.
Yeah, well, let me say this. Let me make sure I say this real quick because I don't want my new students running out buying a printer. I tell every new student, the only time you should think about a mobile office, I didn't even say buy, think, is when you start getting more than one signing a day. Because then you guys spend the gas to go back. But if you're doing one closing a day, you're good as is.
Okay.
So only start thinking about it. And the only time you really, what I would say is necessity, is when you're consistently doing 2 or more signings a day, is when it just makes financial sense to do it. So I think you're a ways off from that. I do have some students who are all gung-ho. I'm not against it. But I know, I don't want you spending more money than you need to start the business. But girl, first off, are you seeing all the fire emojis, the community rooting for you in the comments?
Thank you. I appreciate it. I had to really work. Well, I actually posted, in the Texas, because I'm in Texas.
Yeah.
And I posted in a group. Listen, I put my virtual business card. I said, listen, looking for work, send me what you got. And then I got one. But I've had one from them before.
Yeah.
So I guess my other question is the norm that sometimes the signing services are not going to be available. So let me tell you what I did.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure once I got it, text them, email them, let them know I got it. When I get to the assigning, text them, call them, let them know I'm there. When I leave, same thing. When I get home, get them scanned up. Now they have their process online where, they actually help with, they have like bullet points that you got to complete. Yep. So did that part, but I never got any. And so some of the emails that I got back were a little conflicting because one was saying, no, wait until I give you approval after you scan the docs back in order to send the FedEx. And then another email said, no, go ahead and send. I'm like, let me get confirmation. I said, I was told that I shouldn't send anything back until I get approval.
Everyone operates differently. Okay. There's some signing services you're going to get annoyed from because they over communicate with you. And there's some like this company here is not communicating at all. Your job is to do what you do and create good habits. So I love the good habit of over communicating, doing it. Now, what I will say is I teach this in the course and make sure you hear it. Making FedEx is more important than anything. Your job is to scan back, wait until the last moment is before you can make FedEx. You want to make FedEx that day. And then in your emails, in your communication to them, you're like, look, I waited and I didn't hear from anybody, but because I'm an educated signing agent, I know you need the docs back in order to fund. So you've been scanned it. I hope I didn't do anything wrong, but I wanted to err on the side of giving you the docs first thing. Than waiting for it. So I've sent you the scans at 2 p.m., whatever time that is. So the communication is protecting yourself, but also letting them know is like, I know how important this was for you to get. So.
And I even, after I left FedEx, I got the receipt took a picture and sent that to them as well so that they know they're in, they're done.
You are going to be an amazing signing agent. I mean, honestly, this business comes down to one thing: over communication.
Yeah.
And a lot of signing agents under communicate. Then like, well, how come I don't get business? Well, I'm like, you're not communicating as a business owner. And so I love your taking a lot, but because your background in legal, it makes sense. A lot of this comes naturally.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure that I am giving you a lot of validation that it is a skill set that's going to transfer greatly to this side. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man. And let's go.
And I got my picture. I'm posting it.
Let's do it. LSS
Office.
loan box. I'll get you, girl. All right, bye. What's up? What's up? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazing. Hopefully you're not driving, but we're like parked. Okay.
I'm
cool.
parked.
Well, tell everybody where you're from. Let's have a conversation.
I'm from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Love it.
Yeah.
And what can I do with you to help you today?
So I'm struggling with the going in person.
Okay.
I have like 8 escrow offices in town. There's not a lot of them.
Yeah.
I went to my first. I was trying to.
By the way, I saw that in the Facebook group. I was gonna post. I will comment on it, but I'm so proud of you. You did it scared.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did. Okay,
I was trying to nail the real estate agents, and I walked in, and there's the title office right there, and I'm like, oh no.
No, you did it. Okay, first off, let me just say, I'm proud of you. Most people don't do it scared. Everybody talks a big game, but not everybody does it. So you did it. So
thank you.
Okay, so what I want to coach on here first is expectations, because discouragement comes from unrealistic expectations. In the beginning, when you've never done this, the actual goal is just getting the courage to do it. Like, that's it. The goal is not getting signings. And then you build upon those goals. So today was a massive success. The fact that you're judging on that it did or didn't go great is me helping you realign those expectations. The next is like saying 3 sentences. And the next one after that is getting an email. And so your job, my point is to build upon each step. A lot of times we get discouraged as new students because you literally have an expectation that you should be great at a script you've never said, or you should be great at something you've never done.
I mean, I think that might be probably my biggest hang up is just, I guess understanding that they weren't expecting me to walk in the door, and just doing that is a win.
100%. I'm telling you right now, it will get easier with each one, and you'll learn kind of the dance that it takes. So now the question is, what does your follow-up process look like? Now, the next time you go in, it's not weird. You're like, oh, it's me again. And you're having the same pitch. So remember, what you did today was setting you up for the follow-up. It's getting that awkward moment, because we as humans, we love familiarity. And so now the next time you go in, there's familiarity. The first part's the hardest, the follow-up's the easiest. Okay. You did the best thing today. It's doing it scared. Okay? Here's what I'm going to end with, all right? As you're like, oh, Mark, I have 8 title companies. That's a lot. Why? Remember that title companies are for-profit organizations. So they're not employing one title officer. And then remember that one title officer, in order to keep a job, is probably at a minimum closing 5 title orders a week, like at minimum. Right. So that one title officer is probably closing 15 or 20, because if they didn't, they wouldn't have a job. It's not a nonprofit. So the point I'm trying to tell you is that you have a ton of business. If you have 8 title companies, and let's imagine each one of those only had one title officer, which is not true, but let's just imagine that. Okay. So you have 8 title companies with one title officer, minimum 20 weeks. So that's 160 closings a week in your area. That is a lot. Okay. See the reframe there? You should almost go into every conversation assuming they have a relationship with the notary. Don't make it weird. You're like, hey, I know you have a notary. Cool. So if the notary gets sick, goes on vacation, gets stuck in traffic, needs to go to their child's baseball game, I'm your girl. So there's another myth that I got to have early signing agents make, is like, you're trying to replace the number 1. No, you're not. You're trying to be number 2. Once you're number 2, you then try to replace the number 1. But there's an order to this. Does that make sense? So my point is this: your job is to go into all 8 of those title companies. and just present yourself as a backup option. That's it. And
so should I ask like for office manager there, or should I be trying to narrow down every signing or every
title officer. In a perfect
officer?
world, you're looking for the title officer, okay? In a perfect
Right.
world. But honestly, beggars can't be true. Who we talk to, just talk to them. Like, hey, I'm a notary signing agent. I know you guys might have a great notary in your office. In case that notary ever gets sick, I just want to give you another option. And that's just literally a 40-second pitch. You're out. Come back the next week. All my students always say, Mark, what do I say the next week? I'm like the same thing you said the first week. You know what I mean? So we don't need to overthink the follow-up. What makes this business great is that notaries can't be at every appointment. You know that. It's impossible. If their best notary is scheduled for a 5, that notary can't do a 4 and cannot do a 6. And remember, we work around the borrower schedule, not the notaries.
Right.
So if the borrower calls the title officers, I'm available at 6, they know that their current favorite notaries out of 5, like, oh, who's that girl who walked in? Who's that lady who walked in? Let me find her card. And now it's just a matter of you getting enough cards in front of enough people to make this a real business. And that's why I'm going to circle back to the first thing. I'm so proud of you because most people just don't do it scared.
Right.
There will be a moment someone is in a bind. Period. Notaries get sick. Notaries have vacation. Notaries are mothers and their fathers. You're just like, hey, I want to be your backup.
Right.
And then once you're a backup, now I've done my job, and now it's your job to create a relationship. I've helped you get that first closing. It's now up to you to create that real authentic relationship and go build. So girl, get a glass of wine, do something nice, celebrate. This is huge. Okay.
Yeah.
So just keep in mind, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Most notaries fail because they expect a sprint. You're an LSS student, okay? We have a realistic expectation. My goal is in the first 30 days, you get something not within the first week, okay? So, gotta go.
I had a lot my first week. My first week was very successful. So
You're doing it great. I'm so proud of you. You're using the scripts, you're using the course, using everything you're taught. And I tell every student, everybody has the same course. Not everybody does the same thing with it. You are doing what I want everyone to do. Do it scared. And do it scared until scary doesn't come scary. It'll be a point. So thank you for just following what's in the course. It is working.
it is.
Just kind of say it louder.
It is working.
So, but yeah, I'm proud of you. So remember, reframe, celebrate the small wins, go to all 8, as many people, talk to everyone you can, and build this business. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. All right. See you. Talk to me, brother.
This came from a signing service where I get my whole bunch of documents late in the night. Then I get early in the morning on my way. I print out my documents. And when I'm heading home, they call me and say something like, hey, we sent some updated documents and we downloaded and we loaded 3 hours ago, but you never downloaded it. And I was like, what now?
The truth is, it shouldn't be like this. That's the truth. The truth is that the signing service should have gotten you those documents earlier. That's the truth. But sometimes it's the loan officer or the doc prep department that forgot to send the docs to the signing service, and they're just the middle person to getting you that information. And so it is not a knock against you for not having, but I would call you a fairly successful signing agent. And I would say the $400 or $500 for the tax deductible mobile office is probably the best solution. It's one of those things. I am 46 years old. So I remember when we didn't get email to our phone. And I'm like, man, you don't need email to your phone. And then I'm like, oh man, I love email to my phone. So my point is, I think you're going to have that same moment with the printer. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do it. And then you're going to get it and you're going to be like, okay, I love it because now you're saving money on gas and trips. So it's like, I remember, you probably remember phones with no email and you're like, oh, that's stupid. That makes no sense. And then you're like, okay, that's actually kind of cool. And I think the printer mobile office will be the same moment for you. Like, yes, does it stink you're getting last minute docs? The answer is yes. Should it be like this? The answer is no, it shouldn't be. But the answer is if you want to maximize your income, revenue, and relationship, I think you're at the point in your journey. If someone else, like the student 2 times ago, I would not recommend this to her. But you are busy enough where I think the return on investment would pay itself off probably in the first month. And not to mention it's a tax deductible item anyways. So your real cost isn't the $400. It's $400 less the tax impact. And then you're going to make that money back anyways when you are printing on the road. That is a solution I don't love to give because I don't tell everyone they need a mobile office, but I do tell students that when you're at kind of your level, Carlos, it makes sense. It's kind of a necessary evil. And so that is my recommendation. It stinks, but you're going to make more money than you're going to lose in the investment. 100%. Like, not even a question.
I don't know if I disagree or I agree, but yeah.
And I'll end with this because I know the way your brain works is having a mobile office actually makes you more attractive to other signing services and or title companies. So part of your pitch when you walk into a title company is like, I can print on the road, because I would argue maybe 25% max of signing agents have printers in their car. So the fact that you do actually makes you more notary they'd rather work with, because you say what you just said. If you have any last minute docs, I can print it from the borrower's house. And they're like, oh. So it actually is a selling point for notaries.
I do agree completely
So
with that.
I think it's a win-win. And it's one of those, like, I hate to admit it moments, but bro, let's get on it.
Another one, this is a little bit more technical, but I don't know who to ask. For example, yesterday I had like a signing affidavit, which some time ago requires one simple signature, and it explains that this person is known as with all these. Nowadays, there are 3 pages, and each variation requires a signature from the guy. So those standards, where do I learn them if they are really the right way? Or do I just have to swallow them? You see, sometimes it's a reverse mortgage, and the guy barely signed. And now he wants 7 signatures on 1 page.
Well, let me educate you on why that is even there, okay? And by the way, it's not relative to new school, old school. It's more relative to how annoying the underwriter is. But anyways, so what happens is those names show up on the person's credit report. So I always tell, when I was in the trenches as a signing agent, because some people are like, how come my name's misspelled 18 times? And the truth is, if an 18-year-old at Best Buy ran your credit 17 years ago and they incorrectly put Mark with a C, not a K, that's on the credit report for life. And so what the bank is making you do is acknowledge those name variations that show on your credit report in a name affidavit or a signature affidavit. So some lenders require you to do sign just as it appears, which basically is making you acknowledge, oh, those name variations appear on my credit report. So the answer is yes. If you see them on listed out on a name or signature affidavit, you need to sign as it appears across from it. What really stinks is when a buyer or borrower refuses to sign. So then they're like, well, I'm not signing that. Then you're like, okay, now we got a little bit of an issue. It's because some lenders want you to put non-applicable on the signature line. Some lenders still want you to sign. Some lenders want you to cross out an initial. So whenever a borrower says, I don't want to sign like that, the appropriate thing is to call whoever gave you the signing. If nobody answers, then the next appropriate thing is to put the words not applicable on the signature line, and then make sure you email whoever gave you the signing. I called someone at 8:30 at night, nobody answered. So that is what you do, is if they refuse to sign. But yes, you should have them sign. And reverse mortgages, there's so much legality around predator lending that they really make them do all the different ones. So they're really acknowledging, oh, I did go by those name variations. So I hope that helped on how to handle a name signature affidavit. But yes, you do need to get them to sign as the name appears on the other side, or do what I just said if they refuse to sign.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, I was going to talk to you, Carlo. Oh, he's my man. Patricia, what's up?
So I just need encouragement. I failed that test 2 times, and I just haven't gone back to, because I don't feel like a failure, but I've never been failing things like I failed that test. And everything you say, I feel like I know it.
Okay, first off, there's no such thing as failing, there's learning and succeeding. And so that's the first thing I want to do is to reframe. There's literally no such thing as failing. Failing is when you quit, you're not going to quit. You learn and you succeed. We got to reframe the word fail. Everybody who's on right now live, okay, with my girl Patricia, everyone watching right now, how many people didn't pass the LSS certification? How many people put in the comments so Patricia doesn't feel alone? So while people do that, let me give you some encouragement. I require a 90%. So I am testing you hard on purpose. So it's not like you are getting, not like you're not getting, look right here, 3 times. Amy, me, you're not alone on this. So just remember, I test you hard because when you get out in the field, you got to get an A. Because if you don't get an A, then you don't get more business. Okay, look at this right here. Failed the first 2 times, took 4 times to pass. See the vulnerability of the LSS community? You are not alone. Remember, there's no such thing as failing, and there's just learning. So I want to, here's my biggest thing I'm going to coach you on the way on this conversation. And I tell this to every student, is the most important thing you can do in this journey of starting your own notary signing agent business is learn how to give yourself grace. Okay. Because P, I'm going to be very honest with you. There's going to be more moments in this business you're going to get tested. It could be when you're out marketing your business to a realtor. You're like, oof, that didn't go so well. The grace you got to give yourself is when you're new at something, don't hold yourself to the standard that you should be great at something you've never done. Now, you've never been in this business, so why are you frustrated that you haven't passed a test after 2 times in a brand new industry? That's the reframe. That means, because honestly, you're going to keep beating yourself up, and this is why people don't succeed. People
got me depressed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to reframe. That's all it is. Because look, if you made me take the realtor exam, I would fail. And so one of the hardest things I had to do in my life as I became older, and I don't know if you've known my personal journey of being in foster care and out of foster care, of all these inner conversations, is that, grace is what I really had to give myself. Is I am good enough. I'm meant to be here. And just because I'm not brand new at something, doesn't mean I'm not great at something. And so I just want to pass that on to you. You are good enough. You are amazing. You are smart enough. It's just being brand new at something. That's all it is. And I always say this helps me, is I don't think anyone's smarter than me. I just think they've learned something different than me. There's 2 different paradigms. Like, I don't think a brain surgeon's smarter than me. I just think they've taken 10 years to learn how to be a brain surgeon. So I don't think the brain surgeon's smarter than I am. They've just chosen taking the time to learn something I haven't learned. And my point to you is, you're smart. You just haven't learned this yet. So don't beat yourself up like, oh, I'm not smart enough. I don't know why I don't do it. So you've never been required to study 5 mortgage products. That's the answer. No. So it's not that you're not smart. It's just that you haven't learned it yet. And give yourself grace on the journey, because girl, I'm gonna be honest with you, very honest with you. There's going to be other times in this business where you're going to get knocked down. And your job is to give yourself grace. And your job is to be like, I've learned something from it. I'm new. Why do I have this expectation should be great at something I've never done? That is like societal pressures we put on ourselves. But as you can see by the amazing community, there was 15 people who said, I haven't passed it in 4 times, 2 times, 3 times. So you're not alone, okay? You're amazing. Okay. Really are. You just haven't learned it yet. So use the yet word. Whenever you're saying anything, it's just yet. I haven't got there yet. I haven't got direct business yet. I haven't got signings yet. And yet just means there's time. Yet just means you're giving yourself grace. Okay? Okay. I'm giving you a hug right here, girl. Give me a hug.
Thank you, because I've been really down. I've been down about it for weeks. I want to validate that.
Yeah, I want to validate the feelings are real. I get it, 100%. Hey, Patricia, you're brand new at this. So catching yourself when you're negative is more important than positive affirmations. So you're amazing, girl. Okay. And I'm here always. If you need anybody any time of the day, DM me. I will give you words of encouragement. Okay. We're in this together. Okay.
Thank Thank you so much.
All right, go get them and give yourself grace.
Okay.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh my gosh, what a great conversation. And look, I think it's a perfect time to just kind of wrap up with. I think the number one thing we can do in this journey is really learn to give ourselves grace. There's this unnecessary expectation we have in society that we should all be good at something we've never done. And that expectation causes discouragement, which sometimes leads to depression. I get it. It's real. I've been there. But when you can give yourself grace and be like, I haven't learned that yet. I am brand new to this. I've never marketed direct. Like, I've never been to a networking event. I've never walked into an open house. Like, if you can just give yourself grace on that journey, it'll be much easier because you won't beat yourself up. But I realized at some moment in my journey that I had to start giving myself grace. I can't do everything. And I got to be okay with my best effort. So just learn to be good with your best effort. Your job isn't to be perfect. You're chasing progress, not perfection. Let me say that one more time. You're chasing progress, not perfection. Give yourself grace. You are good enough. You will get the hang of this. You will learn the scripts. You will learn the 5 biggest signings that we do as signing agents. You will learn how to get your signings under an hour. That comes with time, but time is allowed by grace. Give yourself grace. You are worthy. You are good enough. You are amazing. I love you. You're enough. Just continue to build this business this week and give me a big let's go. I hope you got value from this one-on-one notary coaching session. Make sure to attend the next coaching session next Monday on my Instagram page. And if you're ready to get started on building your notary business, click the link below to join the loan signing system today. If you like this video, hit like and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. And as always, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more content just like this. Let's go.